All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. Love belongs to the Apostle Nobles, great millstone, and the peace, safety, and blessings to you, Akim's pushing this truth. All right. Let me just dive right into this, man. I want to go into a video or through the spirit, a lesson based on the kingdom. Okay. The word kingdom consists of two words, king and dom, which is domain. Okay, so this is a king. I'm gonna just get a couple of definitions. Say a male sovereign or monarch, a man who holds by life, tincture, and usually by hereditary right, the chief authority over a country and people. So it says usually by hereditary right, you know what I'm saying? So basically this is an inheritance. Okay, the word Yasharala, he is the prince of the power. Okay, so if he is the power and he is like the most high and he passed down an inheritance to the nation of Israel, that will make us heirs. Okay, that will mean the kingdom to come, it has to be ran by a male sovereign or a monarch, a man. That means it's going to be men in the kingdom that's going to be kings, and we inherited that through our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, now that's king. Now let's go to the domain part. It says a field of action through influence, etc. The domain of science. The territory governed by a single ruler or government realm. So you have the king. Now you have that this ruler that rules people, he has to have a domain or where he rules at. Okay? So that's when you get the word kingdom. It's a person that runs and rules people and a place that he does it. All right? Examples. All right. 2 Samuel 5, I'm going to start at 3. It says, so all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and they anointed David king of Israel. So we have a place, Hebron, and we have a king, King David. Okay, he was ruling over a people, Israel. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron, he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem, he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Judah. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking, David cannot come in hither. Nevertheless, David took a strong hold of Zion, that the same in the city of David. The same is the city of David. Okay? Because he ruled over the children of Israel in Jerusalem. Okay? And David said, on that day, whosoever getteth up to the gutter and smiteth the Jebusites and the lame and the blind that are hated of David's soul, he shall be chief and captain. Wherefore they said, the blind and the lame shall not come into the house. So David dwelt in the fort and called it the city of David. And David built around about from Milo and inward. And David went on and grew great, and the Lord power of hosts was with him. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees, and carpenters, and masons, and they built David an house. Okay, so this will be his domain. It said, and David perceived that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua had established him king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for his people Israel's sake. And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron. Okay, so now he has a domain, another domain. And there were yet sons and daughters born to David. So we see kingdom. We have to have a king. He has to have a place where he resides. We have to have servants. Okay, we have to have concubines and wives. That's what we're seeing. Okay. Now let's go to another example. This is Esther, chapter 3. I'll start at 2 and read to 4. Okay, it says, and all the king's servants, okay, so we see servants again, that were in the king's gate bowed. So that means royalty. So if you're the king, you're going to have servants and people that bow before you. Okay, and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did reverence him. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandments? So if you're a king, you can put out orders. Okay? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew, and it was against the Jews' custom to bow before any man, okay, or before anything, idols, and all that. Okay, it says, and Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all thy provinces of thy kingdom. Okay, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. So you had one of the servants tell the king, look, these people laws are different. They're not going to follow your laws. So let's see what happens. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. So if you're in a kingdom and its rules, and its righteous rules that's set forth by the king, okay, other than being a Jew, you wouldn't have to keep these laws. Okay, it says, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the businesses, okay, to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it to Haman, the sons of Hammedatha, okay, the Agagite, the Jews' enemies. So this was their enemies, okay. It says, and the letters were sent by post unto all the king's provinces, to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even until the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. So, a king. We're getting the word kingdom down. What is a kingdom, and what does it consist of? Okay, it consists of a man. It consists of a territory or a domain, which they basically their land where they rule at. You have servants, you have concubines, you have wives, and you have basically your word is rule. Okay, whatever you say goes, that's what goes. That's all part of being a king. Okay, let me grab one more. 1 Kings chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, but Solomon loved many strange women. But King Solomon loved many strange women, with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after other gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. And his wives turned away his heart, meaning his mind. It says, for it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his power, as was the father of David, as was the heart of David his father. Okay, so the main thing I'm trying to show in this is things that you have in a kingdom. Okay, these are things you have in a kingdom. All right, you're gonna have plenty of wives, plenty of concubines, because you're king. So whatever you say, it goes, because you're the king. It's your domain. Okay, it's the Second Maccabees, chapter 6. Okay, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew, because this was the law of the land. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus, carrying ivy. Okay. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions. So they wanted them to be into idol worship, you know what I'm saying, sacrifices and all that. Okay, so these were things set forth by the king, the person that was ruling. It says, and to be partakers of their sacrifices, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present miseries. Okay, so it's basically telling you, look, I'm the king, this is my land, you're gonna follow my rules or die. These are things of a ruler, of a king. They're held high in power, and they have men under them that they have to do their jobs. All right. This is Revelations 12:10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. Now we're gonna get that word kingdom. Okay. Kingdom.
Strong's G 932. Basileia.
Kingdom is Basileia. Okay, it says royal power, kingship, dominion, rule. Okay, so kingship, dominion, and rule. Okay, so it says now it's come to salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. So the next kingdom to come, okay, it's gonna be of our power, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, it says in the power of Hamashiach, for the accusers of our burdens is cast down, which accuse them before our power day and night. Okay, so the next rulers, which is going to be the nation of Israel, not China. It's going to be our turn to be kings in our own personal land. We're going to have servants. We're going to have concubines. Okay? We're going to have many wives, many kids. Okay? Much land. These are all things that kings have. You're going to have servants galore. All right? This is Revelation 17. I'm going to jump to 2 and jump to 18. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Now, it's two different kings here. It says, whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Those are the other kings. There you have China, North Korea, Russia. Those men that are over those domains, those are kings too. And it says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk. The inhabitants. Okay? Who inhabited the earth? Esau. Okay, and they made everybody drunk with the wine of her fornication. They made everybody else drunk with democracy. Okay, being a faggot, being a lesbian, sleeping with animals, just everything wicked. Esau had the whole world drunk with those philosophies. Okay, it says, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, and the head person in this land is Esau. Okay, plain and simple. There's nowhere around it, because to have to be king over the rest of the kings, you would have to find a power that's over Esau right now. It's no power over the white man right now in this place. It's not fucking Ishmael. Man, beat it with that bullshit. Ishmael is not over Esau. Okay, that's why you have a thing called the U.S. Embassy in every country. They put what they want in other people's country. Okay, get out of line you want to, or that's gonna go back to over here, and it's gonna be problems. Okay, you got to stand in line. How this devil wants you to stand in line? Because this is their kingdom. I think it was Gaddafi. I think it was. He didn't want to. He wanted to. We're gonna trade in gold, and yada yada yada. Man, next thing you know, he on front of a newspaper with a bullet in his head. I think it was something Gaddafi or I don't want to mangle his name, but I think it's Gaddafi or something like that. I have to go back and look at it. Okay, this is Revelation 19 and 12. It says his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head were many crowns, because a king wears a crown. That means Yahweh Shai, when he gets back, he's going to take all the crowns and all the rulership from everybody on this planet that was rulers. Okay, it says, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Okay, and this okay, it's things in this lesson that you can veer off on, but the whole point was to get the understanding of a kingdom. Okay, so what things do we know about a kingdom? It's a man. Okay, he has his own land. He makes the rules. He gives the orders. He calls the shots. Okay, he has servants to follow up those rules. If you're not following those rules, then he can tell those servants, put him to death. This is my order. And they're going to listen because he's the king. Okay? In his land. He's going to have wives, concubines, and whatever he says goes. All right? With that, I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace, safety, and blessing to you, Akim, pushing this truth. Shalom.